Good day, everyone. It's Tammy, and I'm bringing you another chapter from A Little Light on Spiritual Law. Today is chapter 33, The Law of Decree. I took it upon myself to get the definition for you, just so that we're clear on what a decree is. It's a formal order. It's having the force of a law. It's a judicial decision to ordain or decide by. So, imagine a ladder extending from the ground up against a skyscraper. And when you're climbing the lower extensions on this ladder, you can see the ground. The roof or the sky seems a very long way away. So, from a purely physical level of understanding, we would be climbing at the bottom section. Basically believing what we can see, what we hear, what we feel, what we think. We might even see that we're separate from or even superior to others. We also look externally for guidance versus going within. We might have a limited concept of the vastness of the universe or our place in it. This is known as living in the third dimension. We make affirmations here that we repeat continually to change our unconscious beliefs. So whenever we're on the ladder of ascension, prayer and affirmations are positive and valuable aids to our journey. The higher up on the ladder, the more options become available. So when we recognize that we are spiritual beings first, having a human experience, material drives become less important. So once we feel that we are at a place like this, we have a stronger sense of trust and desire to work in cooperation with all people. We no longer look for external guidance because we're going within, right? When we learn how to follow our inner wisdom, we know the answers are always inside. This grants us entry into the fourth dimensional realm. And this allows us to climb on to the next extension of the ladder. This is where our view of the universe has considerably expanded. So once we're in this fourth dimension, we're preparing for our ascension initiation into the fifth dimension. We take responsibility for creating our reality, and we accept that we are masters of our own our own destiny, and that we are co-creators with the divine. The higher we move into mastery, the more expanded our vision and creation becomes. So think about being higher up on this ladder and being able to see from the top of the building, the top of the ladder. It becomes vast, expansive. This viewpoint is extremely powerful. And we require responsibility that goes with this. We are commanders of the fleet. We make decisions and issue directives, which everyone, it says, obeys. However, I'm not seeing it like that. We accept responsibility. There's a huge responsibility when climbing a ladder and you're that high up. I mean, let's face it. Every decision would take extreme calculation and trust. So this is the area where you no longer blame anyone or anything for your circumstances. At that point, I think if you fall, it's your own fault, right? So we're not taking anything for granted, and we understand that there is a responsibility that comes with taking on that kind of ladder climbing. So on a spiritual level, we communicate with the spiritual hierarchy of light, consciousness, unconsciously, and decide what to co-create with the divine within the law of decree. So when we make a decree with the universe moves to fulfill your command. And I believe that's probably what they meant by that sentence, saying, we are commanders of our fleet, or of the fleet, and we make decisions and issue directives which everyone obeys. So a decree must be made with the greatest integrity for the highest good of everyone. This is when you take a front seat to making choices that don't just serve the self and the ego. It is fully looked at so that it is for the highest and greatest good of all. It's made with humility. It's knowing that you are of service to the planet. It commands an authority, but it's with clarity. It's head and shoulders back, and saying a decree out loud has a lot of power. Think of good managing directors. They consult others, and they do background research before committing their company to a new direction. It's about listening to the inner guidance and outer as well, but deciding very carefully what that decree looks like. And I'm going to come straight out and we're going to talk about a few examples. I've changed the examples that I'm giving you. I'm expressing what is wanted, not what is unwanted. That is the key to a decree that will work in your favor. And there's several reasons why. So you want to write down your decree. You want to look at it from all angles, and that it is very positive and very clear. Consult those you trust for feedback and flaws. So there's a formula for a decree, and you'll write this down. In the name of God and all that is light, I now decree ... You will always complete it with "it is done" or "so be it." Also, you might want to add "under the law of grace." This allows the universe to activate something different if there is a factor that you're unaware of. So then it would look like this. In the name of God, under grace, I decree that ... So be it. Always repeating your decree 3 times. There is so much power in it that you create your decree, you speak your decree 3 times, and you let it go. Very different from an affirmation. Affirmations you would repeat on a constant level. Keep doing your affirmations. A decree is something that literally goes straight to the top. Okay. After you repeat this 3 times, you watch the results and take all opportunities presented to you to activate this plan. A decree is tremendously exciting. Hence the reason why I'm videotaping this law of decree. Because it's not something done lightly. And if you remember, the outer is a reflection of the inner. It is always helpful for decrees to have qualities that you wish to have in your life. So not what you don't want, what you do. Because a decree for humility, you may suffer humiliation to get that quality. For a decree of patience, you might be offered lessons in patience for you to get that quality. If your decree is for unconditional love, situations may be sent to test you. Decrees can offer you to acquire the quality first that you intend to expand in. Yeah, this is really big. This is exciting. So we can decree for more light on earth. We can decree for brotherhood and sisterhood of mankind to bring the peoples of the earth together as one. When people of integrity and high spiritual values start to decree for the highest good, everybody and everything on earth, then the ascension of the planet and individuals will take place much more quickly. Here are some examples of decrees. This one is my own. By divine decree, in the name of God, under grace, I invoke the violet flame to wash over me, to make whole and healthy my body, mind, and spirit. And it is done. We'll say that 3 times. The next example, in the name of God and all that is light, under grace, I decree that all vows made in past lives or this one, which serve the divine plan on earth, be invoked and respected. So be it. The next example, by divine decree in the name of God, I now call forth a pure white column of Christ light to bring unconditional love of the Christ consciousness to earth. It is done. So I will leave you with this. Affirmations and prayers are repeated and lovingly received and accepted. You make a decree once. Design a decree. Make this decree once. And when you make a decree, the might of the universe is aligned behind it. Namaste.